Hey everybody, welcome back to our M.S.TRAINER YouTube channel. Thanks for tuning in, great to see you all. Today I'm going to look at a really fascinating exercise. It's one of my favorite exercises. It's something I used to always give to my clients on our first sort of session together because it's such a great tell-all. It will tell me if you're a little overweight, it will tell me how much strength you have, and I'll explain later, but it will actually give me an indicator of perhaps how much longer you've got to live. I'll explain a little more as we go through this. Like any exercise or any actions that we do throughout these broadcasts, I really want to reinforce to you, if you experience any pain, any twinges or anything that just doesn't feel right, as they say, it's called just not quite right syndrome. Stop what you're doing. Pain is an indicator. It's your body telling you stop. It's a warning sign. So please, if you do experience pain, do not proceed and seek advice from your health professional. That's vital. Second thing I just wanted to brush on today is that I do all of these videos in one take. There's no rehearsals, there's no scripts, there's no big flash editing suite out the back where we get to cut it all up and relay things and do a second take. So please forgive me if sometimes I stumble or repeat myself or lose my way a little bit, as I tend to do when I'm waffling on. But I just, this is a KISS session, which is Keep It Simple Stupid. We've all heard that anagram before. So yeah, as I say, it's very low budget, but it doesn't need to be a big flashy production to get the message across to people. So let's get things underway anyway. The exercise we're going to look at today is so simple, it's almost not right to call it an exercise. It's more of an action. So we'll get started. Initially, many of you might just roll your eyes and run away in shock and horror, but please persevere and bear with this because it is a great action to do for any person of any age, and it's called the dead hang. It's got the worst name in the world, but it's called the dead hang. For those of you who have heard of it and shaking in fear, please don't. It's something we can all improve on, and as we go, we get stronger. I was mentioned earlier that it's an indicator of longevity. There's been numerous studies that have come out that have linked grip strength to longevity. The stronger your grip you've got as we get into our senior years, the longer you tend to live. And it's just a scientific fact. They're not 100% sure why. Generally, a good grip strength as we're older indicates activity, movement, resistance training, lifting weights, and of course the health benefits are well known for that. So the stronger your grip is as you age, the chances are much higher of you living longer. So what a great exercise. It's so simple that it's almost laughable. I'm going to do it today on this Smith machine here. It's got a chin-up bar, as you can see up here. For those of you who don't have a machine like this, I fully understand. You can also buy these very inexpensive pull-up bars from online, and they just hook over the top of your door jamb in the house, lean against the side jambs of the door frame, and you can pull yourself up using these, or hang, I beg your pardon. You can progress on to pull-ups, but hang initially, just using bars like this. So very, very inexpensive. So no excuses. So we're just going to start off very simple with the dead hang. I prefer a parallel grip, and by parallel grip I mean my hands are parallel to each other rather than supinated, which rotates the shoulder girdle quite a bit and can put strain on that, or pronated, which is the chin up basically grip or pull up, chin up. So I'm just going to start. And I'm not going to just jump off and load up my shoulders and everything in a big sort of shock. We're just going to ease into this. So I've got a nice, make sure whatever bar you're using is correctly mounted and put up and it was capable of supporting your weight. That's vitally important. We don't want gravity pulling anybody down without warning. So we just take a nice hold of the bar, and I'm just slowly taking the weight off my feet to the point now where I've lifted my feet off the ground, and we're just going to hang here. Now what we want to try and do is what's called adduct your shoulder blades. The bar is initially going to want to feel like it's pulling your shoulders out of their sockets, and it's going to lift your shoulder blades up, or abduct. So what we want to focus on is adducting. We want to pull them down and hold them strong. Squeeze them together, push your chest out, and really lock that shoulder girdle in place. One of the fantastic benefits of this exercise is that it uses gravity to realign our frame. It stretches the spine out. It rehydrates our discs. As we're hanging there and gravity's pulling us down, our vertebrae are pulled apart slightly. And what that does is draws water into the discs between, which is fantastic. You get off this probably about 1 centimetre or 2 centimetres. For those of you in Imperial, that's about just under 1 inch taller. If you do this enough, you'll actually get taller, which is fantastic. When you come off, don't just let go and collapse down and crunch. Just ease yourself back onto, place your feet back on the ground gently, and just take the weight gently off your shoulder. The fantastic thing for this exercise, it realigns the whole shoulder girdle. It stretches through the latissimus muscles, which are the big back muscles, the V-wing muscles. So it's a really beneficial exercise, and I've just broken my nice comfortable seat, but that's okay, bear with me, there we go. Again, as I said, any pain, stop immediately and seek advice, okay? Discomfort is fine, but we don't want pain. Pain is a warning sign. Initially, many of you may be thinking, I can't do that, that's ridiculous. My hands are sore, my wrists are sore, my elbow, my shoulders. That's fine, okay? This isn't for everybody, but it is for a lot of people. It's a great way to get things moving, to get this strength up, to get the grip strength started in the hands, forearms, shoulders, biceps, triceps, virtually all the muscle groups down to you can even bring in knee raises if you want to, and engage your core muscles and your hip flexors. So it's entirely up to you. Initially, you may only just be able to just take your weight like that, your feet still planted firmly on the ground, and that's fine. And just hold that there for as long as you possibly can, and then when your hands start to tire, or whichever part fatigues, just push down through your feet again and take the weight off. Try and do this exercise every day, and you'll very quickly improve, as long as there's no pain, as I'm repeating over and over again, but that's very important. But you'll see fast improvement. Your grip strength will get increased so quickly. Your forearm strength, your shoulder girdle gets realigned, all the rotator cuff muscles and the deltoids get a beautiful stretch with this exercise and strengthen at the same time. Yeah, so there's not really too much more I can say about the dead hang. It's so simple. The description is in the name. It's just you and gravity. One other small thing with the dead hang is I've had lots of clients say this to me, and I'm sorry if you're eating your breakfast, but it is a great laxative. The action of stretching your body long, all your intestines get stretched longer, and it gets things moving on the inside. So many of my clients, they'd come in the morning, we'd start out with a few dead hangs and they'd rush off to the bathroom because everything gets moving, gravity gets... So a lot of medications these days leave us constipated, so this is a great natural laxative just to get the whole digestive system up and running. I like to do this exercise first thing in the morning, because it, as I say, it just gets everything moving. It wakes your body up nice and gently. You don't have to jump off a bench to get the benefits from it. And as I say, you can just Look, you can even do it in jeans. I normally would never allow jeans in my gym, but here I am, jeans and a t-shirt. You don't need any workout gear. Find a secure bar, try and go for the parallel grip, the neutral shoulder, and just load up and just hang out. Here we are, hanging out. Now you think back to when you were a child. What did we used to do in the backyard? We'd jump on mum and dad's clothesline and spin around. That's what I used to do anyway and get in so much trouble. We'd climb trees. We'd play on what we used to call the jungle gyms at school. And then as we age, we stop doing all that. We stop playing and we lose the ability. Now they call in the animal kingdom, they call that brachiating, which is swinging by your arms from tree to tree. We've evolved from the primates, or with the primates, and it's an action that our bodies naturally should be very, very good and adept at doing. But as we get older and we become more sedentary, we lose the ability to do it, and that's shameful. So, as I say, when I first start working with clients, I get them to do this, and it gives me a great indication of how strong they are. If they're overweight, if you're really struggling to hang on to your weight, to your weight, it's an indication perhaps that A, you're a little under strength, and B, you're a little bit overweight. So it's time to do something about it. So all of these things are just indicators. There's no pass or fail with a dead hang. You can only do what you can do, but what we try to look for is improvement. Do it every day. Hold it for as long as you can. It might be 2 seconds, then it's 4 seconds, then it's 10 seconds. And before you know it, you'll be hanging there for 30 seconds, up to 60. Then bringing in some crunches, and then after that, once you get to that point, then you can start looking at trying to do some pull-ups. So it's a journey of 1,000 miles, but it's a progressive step, and this is the first step on that journey. And it's extremely beneficial. It's challenging to a lot of people. A lot of people don't like it, but we often shy away from new things because we don't understand them. But I assure you, if you just do your dead hangs every morning for as long as you can, just hang there. Listen to the radio, watch the TV, do whatever you need to do, but just hang out. And then when your fingers start to open or your arms get too tired, just stand up again and done. Have a little break, have a little walk around, shake it out, come back on, see if you can beat your last time. You do that every day for a month, and I guarantee you would have doubled your time by the end of the month. So yeah, that's the dead hang. This is our first exercise together on M.S.TRAINER. It's a bit of a killer to start with, but it's such a beneficial exercise. It's almost like a foundation exercise. Everything else flows from here. If you've got weak grip strength, you're never going to be able to pick up a dumbbell. You'll struggle to push the bar on a bench press. So the dead hang is one of the granddaddies of just exercise foundation. So I hope you've enjoyed that as much as I've enjoyed bringing it to you. Please practice it. As I say, get yourself a cheap chin-up bar online. They're about 30 or 40 bucks. You can get them. Make sure it's secure wherever you mount it. You can get wall-mounted dedicated ones that you bolt to a wall. And again, make sure that it's firmly bolted and is not going to come loose when you're in the middle of your dead hang. And try it, and just keep trying it. Initially, you might hate it, and that's okay. No law against hating what you're trying to do, but as improvement comes, you'll start to love it, and you'll think, wow, this is fantastic. I'm getting so much stronger in my forearms. I can feel my shoulders are realigning. It's great for your posture, your spine stretches out. The benefits just go on and on and on. So please, please, please try the dead hang. See what you think. Let me know in the comments, and yeah, we'll just keep on hanging out together until the next session. Take care of yourselves out there, and enjoy the videos, and we'll talk again soon. Thanks very much.